Welcome to this video. Today we are going to have a more like a podcast style. We're going to have a chat. And there's some things that I want to share with you today. In case you don't know me, my name is Rocio. I am from Argentina, but it's almost 2 years that I am living here in the motherland, in Africa, in Mama Africa, in Kenya to be more specific. And it has been a journey with a lot of ups and downs, of course, a lot of emotion moving through me. But I feel like today I am in a more loving position with more gratitude, and I am able to share my story with that point of view today. I want to share the things that have been a challenge for me, my growth, and all the reflections that I've been doing here in my notebook that I want to share with you today, because in 2 years, life can change. Life can change in a month, for sure. But for me, I've seen how everything that happened for me was very purposeful, and it has a meaning, very important meaning for me to become the woman that I am today, and the things that I experienced, the good, the bad, and the ugly have been very important in my process. Everything was meant to be, and still things are meant to be, and things that are still coming, and maybe I'm not able to see them yet, are also very important for my journey and for my soul. Before we dive deep into this storytelling that I have today for you, I want to let you know that this video has been brought to you by Squarespace. I mentioned before that I am working in little but very important things for my personal brand, because I want to be able to have a powerful position, especially on the social media. And for that, I need a website. Squarespace makes it very, very easy for me because I can do it myself. I don't need to be a software engineer to be able to design it, because with over 100 templates that are already done, and they're very, very good AI tool, you can design your page just by answering some questions, and it will bring you the thing that you need with your style, with your color palettes, with the type of aesthetic that you need to be able to design it and to showcase anything that is needed and it's important for your business. Maybe you need to launch a new product. Maybe you have something to sell. Maybe you don't really have a physical product or a physical business, but you need an important presence on the internet. You need a website. You can sell stuff, you can receive payments, you can offer physical products or even online products. But the most important thing is this: having an important, professional, well-looking presence on the internet. So I really recommend you to go and give it a free trial, because you have nothing to lose. And when you're ready to launch, you can use my link that is down on the description down below to get a 10% off on your first month. Thank you, Squarespace, for sponsoring this video. Now let's go with this 2 years in Africa and everything that I have learned. That today I am able to observe and realize that everything was perfect. Even the things that was very uncomfortable for me, even the moments where I got sad, even the moments where I got angry, and also the moments that brought joy and happiness to me. First of all, I want to give you a little bit of context of how I arrived here, because I come from very far. And you may think, why, when you live so far, you decide to come to a place like this? And the truth is that Africa has been calling me for years. I always had this feeling in my soul that one day I would come. I was never expecting Kenya. In my mind, my ego was really thinking that it would be Egypt, my magical place to come in Africa. My first step in the motherland, it would be in Egypt. That's what I thought, because I always had a very special attraction for it. I do feel, I'm very conscious that we are a soul in a human body, and this avatar that I have today comes to experience a lot of things, and new things also, but I carry the knowledge and the wisdom of my soul that already has its own experiences in many other avatars. So I always had this feeling. I have this feeling with many countries. Like, for example, I just visited London a few months ago, and it was a dream come true because since I was very little, I always wanted to visit this place. I saw myself living there, etc., etc. But of course, life always has its own plans for you. And I always had this feeling with Africa. But the thing is, I never rushed. I always trusted. I knew that I was coming, but I didn't know why. I didn't know how. I didn't know when. And of course, I didn't know exactly where in Africa, but I always knew it. So I never really rushed. I never spent like my years saying, oh my God, another year gone by and I didn't travel to Africa. No, not at all. I always felt that it was going to happen in its perfect time. So when the moment comes that I find myself coming to Kenya, I came fearless. I didn't doubt it, and of course, I could have my own fears and doubts about it, but it was a yes. It was quickly a yes for me. I really want to give you a little bit of context for this because, yes, a romantic love story has brought me here. I met Ian Marwa, he's a YouTuber. I know many of you know him and follow him, and actually I know that many of you are following me because of him. But the thing is about this magical story, and that's the way I want to mention it, it's that I felt, or now I am able to recognize, now I am able to see, to observe from distance these 2 years that have passed, that I was actually preparing myself for this without knowing. Maybe you don't know, but I'm not here on social media by coincidence or because Mara actually convinced me. When I met him, I already had my YouTube channel, and he didn't actually need to convince me to open my channel or things like that. My channel was already created, and I was working on myself to be able to hold everything that was coming for me in the future. You may wondering, maybe you say, Rosie, what are you talking about? And yes, I was actually working with my therapist, where we really work more spiritually and energetically on the things that I want to achieve and manifest. And I really like to have a guide on that. And something particular that I was working, it's in the fear to be seen. I was getting myself ready to be able to expose myself to the world in bigger levels. I have done things that require exposure my entire life. I am a singer since I can remember. I'm an actress as well. I have worked in front of hundreds of people with no problem my entire life. But the magic side of social media is this exposure can have no limits. You can be in one country and countries from other places all over the world, they can see you. And yes, it's not the same because I'm not able really to see all of you, which are thousands. I'm not able to see you all together. But what if I do? Even if I do, even if I don't, it's a big thing. It's a big thing because all that exposure carries a lot of things and brings a lot of things that I needed to be ready. Sometimes you're not ready until you have it and you just get ready in the process. But I noticed that I have done my job previously, and then I said to God, God, I'm ready for this. And I remember, literally, I was living in Mexico. I didn't live in Argentina for the past 4 years. I was living in Mexico in a beach town called Puerto Escondido. And I was feeling like I was ready for something else. I always had, many of you know that I have 2 YouTube channels, one for my music and the other one that I opened months before, not too long before I met him, but some months before I met Maro. I opened a second channel for my podcast. I always had this intention of actually having a proper podcast that I've been procrastinating, and I recorded and I stopped it. I did a few episodes in Spanish and then I stopped it. And I know it will have its time. It will have its moment. I have a new name for it. I've been working behind the camera on that. So I know one day I will give birth to that podcast officially. So stay tuned for that. But the thing is, I wasn't posting that much. I was working as a singer, yes. I was living a dream for me because I was singing in just dreamy places, you know. I was working very, very few hours in the week, and I was doing what I was loving. I was being paid for what I loved, and that was a blessing for me. But I was feeling that I was ready for something else, for something bigger. I had written an album already, and I felt like it was time for me to also stop singing in the way that I was doing. You know, I was singing covers, which I love singing covers. I really love singing songs that belongs to others, but when I fall in love with a song, I really want to sing it. So I never judge. There's a lot of judgment towards singing covers sometimes in the artistic world. But for me, I really love it. I really like to honor a beautiful song. I really like to give it my own style. And sometimes I really like to respect the original way and sing it just like the way it is. I have that feeling with different songs. But in this moment of my life, I was feeling like, okay, Rocio, it's time to use your own voice. It's time to sing your own voice. It's time to sing your own lyrics, your own expressions, your own everything, you know. It's time to show yourself to the world in bigger ways. Funny enough, something that I remember my therapist told me when I was working this fear of being seen. Why fear of being seen? My personality maybe is a little bit of my Libra, you know. We like to like people. And generally, we like to like. We like when people like us. We don't really want to be hated, you know. But I know that this very, very beautiful but difficult world of social media brings both sides, you know. And it's not that I wanted not to be hated, but I wanted to be ready to be able to hold that, you know, to be able to not to give up when I receive a little hate. So I needed to become a strong person for that. I needed to make my integrity to be stronger, to be able to hold whatever that exposure brings to my life. That's why I started to do this job before I actually exposed myself in bigger ways, you know. And it's not really necessary. Some people just get the exposure and then just live it through it. Me, I wanted to create a solid foundation for my dream, which is, I think, is very, very important. I have learned in life that, yes, you can ask God for many things, but it's very important to ask for wisdom to hold your dream. No, maybe you ask for a lot of money, then you receive the money, you have no idea how to take care of the money. So it's very important to ask for the wisdom, to ask to be prepared to handle the dream properly, to have a solid foundation, to be able not to mess up, you know what I mean? So I noticed that actually now that I already walk the path and I can see how I did it, I think I did very well because of that. So the thing is, I was getting ready for exposure, big exposure. And I was preparing myself in this way, which it was very good for me. I really appreciate myself for doing that because it just made my things easier. Even though with the challenges I had to face and everything, I think I handled it pretty well. So when I was telling you that where I was living in the beach, and I was literally going to the beach at night by myself. I was living very, very close by myself, and I would sit at night to talk to God, to the universe, to the source, just literally talking to the sky and asking, for my desires, asking and praying and really having deep conversations for what I wanted to manifest. And the day I said, okay, I am ready for this, because I can spend my whole life preparing myself, but then it's just preparation, but I don't take action on what I actually want. So the day I said, okay, I am ready, I will put all my energies on this, especially my YouTube channel when it comes to music, and my YouTube channel for podcasting, and for blogging my travel, because I've been traveling for 4 years and I have a lot of beautiful stories, amazing memories, amazing people, amazing stories to tell that I didn't record. Why? Procrastination and many other excuses that I was able to tell myself. But for many years, I wanted to be a travel vlogger as well, because I had inspiration from other channels that I was following for years, that I have been following for years. And I was like, oh, I want to do that. I want to travel, so I do that. And when I was traveling, I wasn't doing it. So when I started to feel that I was ready for something bigger in terms of my music and in terms of me generally as Rocio, I was ready to show myself to the world. I said, okay, God, I will do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. And poof, I met this YouTuber called Marwa. And it was not a coincidence. I feel it was sent by God as a vessel, because he actually opened a lot of doors. Many of you today are here watching this video and listening to me because of him. So I really, really appreciate that he actually lifted me up in this to manifest quite quickly what I was looking for. And it was actually funny, because our first conversation, he didn't want to mention that he was a YouTuber. I had no idea who he was. I didn't know him before as a YouTuber. And it was me, the one who brought the topic. Like, oh, I do YouTube, I sing, I do this. So he had no choice but to tell me who he was on the first date. And the rest is history. Sometimes we met people with a purpose. Sometimes they are just sent to you. Everyone that we met, they bring something. They can teach us something. They come with a lesson, most of us, for us to teach them and for us to learn from them. And the truth is, we don't know how long people are supposed to be in our lives. So that's why it's very important to appreciate them when they are with us. We don't know how long a love relationship will last. We don't know how long a friendship with someone will last. And especially me as a traveler, moving all the time, getting very used to say goodbye and to say nice to meet you. For me, it was I really learned to appreciate the presence of people in the moment and the time that they are meant to be in my life. A lot of people come with gifts for us. They can come to as a vessel to open doors to us. For me, he was the one that brought me to the motherland. I could have come myself, yes, for sure. But God decided to put someone next to me to bring me holding hands and to bring me, I think, in a more powerful way. And he also put like a stairs for me for this social media exposure that I said to heaven that I was ready, you know, that I tell God, okay, I'm ready to be exposed. Okay, here you go, Rocio. And Maro has been acting as a vessel for that. So I really appreciate that. And I really thank God for putting me Marwa in this case. I could have done all of that by myself. Yes, definitely yes, because of course I know that a lot of people think when these things happen, not just to me, but also to others, there is a lot of this negative commenting saying, oh, without him, you wouldn't be anything. Oh, you're nothing without, if it wasn't for him, blah, 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 you know? The truth is without him or without those vessels that appear in our life, we are still able to walk to our dreams, to walk to our destinies. But sometimes God gives us a car to go faster. Sometimes you're walking and the bus just comes by so you can get faster, you know? So, but it doesn't mean that you cannot walk and just arrive to your destination by yourself. So, it doesn't matter what people tell me. I know that. I know all of that. All the time, I was able to see life. You know, I like to be a viewer of my own life sometimes. That's something that usually we do in meditation, no? To sit in silence and to appreciate what is around us and to try to see our life as an observant only. Not as the main character, but to see what's happening with Rocio, the character, you know? And I always been able to see, oh, wow, look at Rocio, now she met this guy and this is happening by consequence and things like that, you know? But the thing is, this exposure started to happen, okay? For a long, long time, I've been stuck in 3,000 subscribers on my Instagram because in my Instagram was the main account, the main platform I was actually using to showcase my talents and to showcase myself in general. And for a long time, I was stuck. I'm in the 33 and the recording of the camera. For a long time, I've been stuck in 3,300 something subscribers, followers in Instagram. And that's when I noticed that energetically there was something within me that was feeling stuck because I was not allowing myself to grow and to expose myself to more people. I wasn't allowing myself to more people to see me and to find me. And I wanted to know why, you know. So that's what I was doing, all this therapy work that I told you about. When I got ready for that and exposure started to happen, today I am at 46,000 subscribers on YouTube. I am at 17,000 subscribers, followers on Instagram. And, you know, in 2 years, I have the numbers here in my notes. In 2 years, I have reached 9,628,965 views. 9 million views in 2 years. 9 million people all together, if they jump, if they do one jump, 9 million together. Do the earth will shake? Probably yes. I cannot even imagine to see 9 million people together at the same time, but 9 million people have watched me. And my insights on YouTube also tells me that monthly around 73,000 people watches me because, you know, in YouTube, not everybody that watches your video are subscribed to your channel. So that doesn't mean that only 46,000 people are actually watching me. A lot of people more, in this case, around 73,000 people are watching my videos. With or without subscription. Everything's okay. Me, I don't force anyone to subscribe, but you're welcome to do it. But even me, sometimes I don't subscribe to all the channels I watch. Sometimes I watch very often a channel and I notice that I'm not really subscribed. So that is very okay, but you are welcome to subscribe for sure. So that is 2 years after all of this happened, right? That is today. These are my numbers today. 73,000 people are watching me. And that brings a lot of things, a lot of good, a lot of bad. The thing is all this preparation that I was doing myself is because I really needed to be ready to hold the space for 73,000 people that are watching me. I needed to be prepared to everything that this exposure will bring to me. And as I was saying before, I think it wasn't that hard because of that preparation that I did, that inner work that I did to be ready to all of this. And I'm still, the job is never finished. Today I'm holding 73,000 people watching me, but I'm still preparing myself for more, for 100,000, for 500,000, for 1 million, for millions, But I need to be ready because all of that has its own consequences, I created a solid foundation to hold my dream because I asked for this. I asked for these numbers. I'm still asking for more and I'm working for more. But my foundation is strong enough for me to deal with what it brings. And something that I also recommend you, and I said it before, when you ask for something that you want to achieve, also ask for wisdom to maintain it. For wisdom not to mess up your own dream. And why do I prepare myself for such thing? Not only to hold space for all of that, but holding space doesn't only mean just to be able to tolerate it in many ways, in many forms, but also because I am intentional in what I do, Not because, I really, really wish that many of you that sometimes I receive a lot of comments saying, oh, don't listen to these ones, the famous haters, the famous trolls, that everybody that exposes themselves on the social media, everybody that has an opinion and has a voice, receive all of these things as well. And it can be the hardest part, and even though I prepare myself, I deal with it a little bit. I got this discomfort. I got challenged by the emotion that this negativity will bring. People having a not so nice opinion about you, it can affect you. But it didn't affect me so much. So I think I really appreciate what I did, this solid foundation that I built before. And yes, I still have people that comes to me and tell me, oh, please don't listen to them, or don't worry about what they say, and or they say, oh, I know that they are saying this and this and this and this, and many times I laugh and I tell them, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't listen to them. If I'm walking on the street and one of them passes next to me, I cannot even recognize them. And I don't worry for them. I'm not creating content for them. I'm not thinking of, oh, I shouldn't say this because of them. But what I do care is, what I am intentional is, what is it that I say? What is it that I show? And what is it that I transmit to you for those who are open-hearted to learn something from me? I'm not care about this other side because their heart is not open for them to try to learn anything. But I do care for those who are coming, once again, open-hearted to learn something from me. And that's what I'm intentional about. I'm not really even forcing myself to, try to open the heart of those who are close. No. Everybody has to walk his own path here. And those who are ready to understand my messages will be, and those who are not meant to, neither. it's okay. We also need a filter in everything. I don't want everybody to follow me, I wish some of these, one day I saw like in my insights, my top subscribers, and one of my top subscribers, number one, was one of them. So it's funny because actually haters never hate you. Actually, haters love you. That's something that you should know if you want to do social media and expose yourself in social media platforms. Haters love you. They don't hate you. Someone that hates you doesn't want to even see your face, but they see themselves in many things that they cannot they cannot see in themselves. They see in you, and they are not just able to it's very deep. But my top subscribers, my top subscribers. So, but anyway, I am intentional in what is it that others see from me, and that's why sometimes I can bring this type of conversations, because many of you many times tell me that you feel inspired by me. So of course, I'm able to show myself my vulnerability multiple times, And of course, I don't cry all the time, but the few times I did it, and people, don't show yourself in this way, because no, I still decide to make a decision, even though I know sometimes those type of videos can bring a little bit of controversy, and thousands of opinions, because just imagine 73,000 people having an opinion on everything I said, having an opinion in Rocio crying, having an opinion on Rocio laughing, having an opinion on Rocio being a mom, having an opinion on Rocio singing, it's, imagine 73,000 voices, blah, 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 blah. So that's what I did, a deep work to be able to surround myself with silence and not all these voices coming to me, and it's a deep work that today I see 4. Today I see this integrity within me, and I feel very proud about it. Another teaching that my stay in the motherland has brought to me is realizing and understanding that my purpose does not only rely on my career. For many, many years, I would describe myself as Rocio the singer, and that's it. But Rocio is more than that. Even Rocio and her voice is not only to sing. Rocio have a voice that can speak, and I can, and I'm not just that. Rocio travels. Rocio now is a mother, and she's sharing her experience. Rocio is this, Rocio is that, etc., etc., etc. Yes, the singing is part of it, but I always put a lot of pressure in my singing career, thinking that was my big purpose in life, and that's what I should be doing, and there shouldn't be any moment for me to stop and to pause, because I have to live with purpose and walk in my mission, etc., etc. And I just realized that I'm more than that. And just because of that, to be able to realize that, is why my singing has been paused when I came to the motherland. I was also being intentional in growing my community, and I grew it, but not for singing. People didn't came to me for how Rocio sings. People came to me because Rocio was showing herself the way she is, in her day by day, in her traveling, in doing other things, but not singing. When I came to Africa, I stopped singing. I paused the singing. Many of you know. Many of you haven't even seen a quarter of Rocio the singer, I know you have no idea of what I have to offer as a singer. But it happened purposefully. It happened for me to realize that I am more than that. And I grew up a community that didn't focus on me, that didn't like me just because the way I sing. Actually, and I will never forget this message when I was working with my therapist, and she told me, Rocio, I want to share this with you because maybe it can just be an eye opener for you. But she told me, Rocio, people don't like you for the way you sing. People like you for who you are. And that didn't make sense for me until I lived all this process here of Rocio in Kenya, of Rocio not singing, but Rocio still attracting people that likes her, that values her, that admire her, and Rocio's not singing. So I needed to pause my main thing, the thing that I value the most, to be able to realize that I am more than that I have a lot more to offer, and to actually attract my community. That I know, actually now, because I have a community, my social media, my platform for my singing, and I'm not posting so much as I always say that I should, but I mean, you have seen, maybe you not, but you can go to my Ro Cabrera music channel. It's growing by default. It's growing by default because they know me, they like me, or they don't like me, but they want to see how I do things. And it's growing by default. And I'm not singing that much, So that was a big lesson for me. That was a very big lesson for me. I grew a community just being myself and not doing something. Let me repeat that. I grew being myself. I grew everything that I was asking for. I grew it just being myself and not doing something. Sometimes we want to do things because we feel that if I do this and this and that, I'm more valuable. But no, I was just being myself, showcasing the things I do generally, and I attracted anything that I needed to attract in that perfect timing. Something else that the motherland, Africa, has taught me is the beauty of being different. Many times we want to fit. We want to meet people that are like us. And yes, I do want to, but I like different very, very much. Being different sometimes can be good and sometimes it's not so good. The truth is, the funny thing is, yes, we have a lot of history in caring so much about which color is our skin. And I came to a place where I don't have that. I'm very different. And yet the community has welcomed me beautifully. I never had a feeling of rejection at all. Do prices get higher for me? Yes. But am I walking on the village of everywhere and I hear hello, and I receive smiles all over? Yes, as well. Just because being different. I must say that Kenyans, particularly because I'm here, they are very happy to receive someone from other place of the world. That makes things easier, But in my case, once again, something I mentioned at the beginning is I always felt this strong connection with the continent in a soul level. Today, my avatar, has this skin color, but I know I cannot prove it to you, but I have proven myself. I know deep inside that I have other experience. I have experienced life with other colors on my skin, But that's another story for another day. For me, it was very easy to kind of integrate. I wouldn't say 100% easy, because there are things that this being different also can affect me. Culturally, things are also very, very different. But generally, I've been happily welcome here. And I really, really appreciate that, because, just being embraced by everything. So just because of that, I feel very, very grateful. Another very big, big thing that has happened in my journey here since I arrived is motherhood. As many of you know, today my baby is counting days to be 1 year old. And I will be totally honest with you. Motherhood didn't come to me as a very beautiful desire of, oh yes, I want to be a mother, I am ready for this, etc., etc. No, actually, it came, but a strong discomfort that, yes, part of it was the society. Let me tell you something with all my love and respect, but when it comes to the African culture, limits, boundaries, and privacy come here, and Africans come here. So, yes, I arrived to a place where I started to receive a lot of pressure in my motherhood journey, and when and how, and get ready and quickly, and this and that and that. So that really, really brought a strong discomfort. I was annoying about those type of comments about my motherhood, because not that it was something that I was rejecting. I always saw myself as a mother in the future, but it wasn't like a big dream. I didn't grow up thinking, oh, my biggest dream is to be a mother. No, not really. I always felt that was something that was meant to happen in my life, but I didn't put a lot of pressure on that. It was meant to happen one day in its perfect timing. But it was something that I was always seeing in the future. One day I will. One day. Not anytime soon. And that is something that happened for me. So, receiving lots of comments of when I should become a mother was really, really annoying me. And I remember having a conversation with a friend that she helped me to open my eyes and to see things with a different perspective, because she actually asked me, like, okay, ask yourself why this topic bothers you so much. What is it why it makes you so angry, or why it brings so much discomfort of people just talking about this and telling you this and this and that. And that really, really opened my perspective to question myself. Yes, why I do feel this way. Maybe because it's a desire. I was feeling that. I was feeling like how can I say this? Like I was. It was a very intrusive topic, In many cultures, just saying things like that is very disrespectful, So I was feeling like it was too intrusive to tell me when I'm supposed to make this decision about my life and my body and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the pressure was just annoying. Like, just don't tell me what to do. I'm someone like that. Like, don't tell me what to do. I don't like it. And but I ask myself, why is it generating all these type of feelings and emotions? And that's how I opened myself. I started to notice, okay, well, I am with someone that is very ready to become a father. It's a big wish for him to do it. Which that's not normally happen. Sometimes the baby comes as a surprise and they are like, okay, what do we do now? Okay, let's do it. But it was very beautiful. I was able to see beauty in that. The fact that I was with someone that was asking for a baby, that was telling me I'm ready to create a family, I'm ready to be a father. So I was able to see that with, okay, this is good. This is good. And I saw myself in the perfect age as well to do it, etc., etc. So today I'm almost 1 year as an experienced mom. Yeah, it started all by discomfort, by the African society, I must tell, generally. But of course, the motherland and Africa has opened this very beautiful door for me that today I love it. I'm really loving this journey from day number one, Maisha, my baby, didn't come as a surprise. I opened myself energetically. I said, okay, you can come to my body. I will host you here, new soul. That's how it actually happened. So very nice. Something else very important that I'm not only have learned, but I still learning. I'm still in the process of becoming better and better and better. It's the idea. It's actually owning. This is the word, owned. Owning the idea that I deserve anything, and that's why it comes to me. Like, for example, what I was talking before today, and about that, Marwa was a big door for me to accelerate the manifestation for my dream and my exposure and things and this and that. But why he came to me to help me in this way? Because I deserve it. Because God sent it to me because I deserve it, So I've been learning that process of owning the idea that I deserve what I have. And that's why it's happening to me. That I'm still in the process, of course, to learn is, for example, this idea of this beautiful big house that I am living in today, and really feel myself like I am the queen of the house, And the funny part is that even before I met Marwa, in my vision board of the things I wanted to manifest, there was pictures of house that looks very much like this, So sometimes we can just sabotage ourselves by thinking, okay, I didn't build it, so I don't really deserve it. But sometimes, once again, God may send you a car to go faster to your destination. Sometimes I don't have to be the first one putting the brick to be able to manifest. Sometimes we buy houses that are already done. We are not really the architects of it, And I'm still owning that idea. Why? Because I'm still working in it. It was, at the beginning, I felt like a visitor here. And for a long time, I felt more like a visitor, like I wasn't really able to set the rules and feel like this is my home and create a home and etc., etc. I'm still and feel like the queen of the house, Even having people around telling me, you think you're a queen? Well, you're not. There was a part of me that was just smiling with peace, Because inside I was saying, you have no idea. You have no idea. And life started to prove me that I am, that I am. So get comfortable with that idea. But today I feel like I'm owning that idea more. Even though I still have my challenges, especially living with someone, I cannot set all the rules. I need to find a balance as well of allowing the man who actually built this house to make it his home, and the decisions he made before meeting me, and the way that he also likes to have his house, and then the people that comes in and out, etc., etc. That, there's many things that if I have to choose, I wouldn't do it, because me, I like to feel like my home is my sacred space, and I take care of who comes in and out. I'm still struggling to find comfort in how things are working today, but in finding the balance also with the other side, which is my partner, and respect the ways that he likes to live as well. I'm not alone in this boat, so but I do feel like, once again, owning the idea that I deserve this house, owning the idea that I deserve to grow my YouTube channel to thousands and thousands and thousands. And it doesn't matter if I meet the most popular YouTuber, or even if I met the biggest one that actually helps me to reach a bigger number, blah, blah, blah. I deserve it. Although those things happen to me because I deserve it. And especially, I don't have to stay small because the room is big. That is something that I was feeling before. I was feeling small in this house. This house is big, and me, I was feeling small. No, I don't stay small anymore. And if the room is big and I'm supposed to be in this room, it's because I deserve it. So that I don't have to make myself small just because I'm in a big space. I have to own it. I have to know that I deserve to be in a big house, in a big compound, in big levels of life. I deserve them. Sometimes we are very scared. Sometimes we feel like it's too much. But no, this is something that I'm learning. I'm still learning, because I have crazy big ambitions, crazy big dreams, and probably I haven't manifested them yet because I feel like I'm small for them. They are too big. They just terrify me, But I'm learning to be that solid foundation that can hold that dream, doesn't matter the size. And because I don't want to make this video any longer, last but not least, is the main reason that has brought me to the motherland, to Kenya, to Africa. It's a romantic relationship with a very different culture. And that is the main challenge, as always, because actually our relationships are the biggest challenges, Sometimes doesn't even need to be from a different culture, but they come to teach us and to annoy us and to disturb us and to create discomfort and to make us grow and to make us discover ourselves and all our full potentials. Most of the time it comes in a romantic relationship. And yes, a romantic relationship, a lover has been my door to Mama Africa, and it still is. He's still my anchor to be here in this sacred lands that have welcomed me very much in a very beautiful way. But he's my anchor. And he's also my biggest challenge. Many times, not just one. I just wanted to say, hello, God, we need to talk. How come? We like, especially when we like someone, is because we have a lot in common. Yes, I do have a lot in common with my partner today, with Mara, but we are very different worlds, very different culture. A relationship with someone that belongs to a different culture, it can be very, very challenging, because it's about values. It's about the way I grew and what is normal to me. And I still wonder many, many times, like, what for? Not really why. what for, God, you have decided to bring me into a relationship with someone that is just so different. So different, that shows love in a very different way, that etc, etc, etc. Different. Yes, there's beauty in different, but it's very, 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 very. Sometimes we want to fit. We want alike, you know? So Mama Africa is teaching me a lot through love. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that very, very much. I'm growing in all the way that I'm meant to, and I really hope that I'm honoring properly my journey. I always try to do my best, and I just wanted to share this. It has been only 2 years, but a lot has happened, of course, and all the beauty that I'm able to see today. You have saw me. Maybe you're new here. This is the first time that you see one of my videos, but you can. I have hundreds of videos since the day that I came for the first time, and you have seen. Some of you have followed me from that very first time that I came here. You have seen my transformation. I'm not the same one that just arrived here. And I trust that I am better. I trust that I am more aware of many things. There's still things that I still need to work on. I still have my own character. I still get mad and discomfort about things. But I think that is beautiful. You know, I like to disagree with things. It's important to disagree with things because I cannot just go with the flow. Sometimes we don't need to go with the flow. Sometimes we need to be firm. The other day I was reading that only fishes that are dead are the ones who go with the flow, you know? So that was very wide opening for me. You need to stay firm in what you believe, in what you think is good for you, which is maybe is not good for others. But that is what creates the integrity in yourself. And I know many of you can see that in me, but it has been a journey and it still will be. I still will be learning all the things. And I just want to thank you for participating in that, for encouraging me in that, for also showing me all your hate as well, that proves me that I'm doing better than you. And yeah, I really appreciate and I feel really blessed of my life in generally, and the destiny that I was meant to live. Very far from where I come from. Very different as well, but I never stop learning. And I'm very young as well. I still have a long way to go in this life experience, but I wanted to share what 2 years of intentional living has done for me, and how important it is also to stop and to observe and to take a small look behind to see what happened, to be able to observe your today and who you are. And me, I can analyze who I am today and what is it that I learned and what is it that where I messed up, and did I correct it, or do I keep making the same mistakes, or how can I get better in this? I'm still not so good at this. I still don't have a good character when it comes to this. I still rejecting this, but I do accept this, and now I embrace that, and etc. etc. I think it's a very good thing to do, and I am happy to be able to share it with you. I think I have a lot of these reflections because I am planning for a YouTube video, you know. So thank you for being that reason. Why, you know? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this conversation. I hope you stay tuned in my journey as well, you're more than welcome to stay and to participate. Thank you so much for all your love. And if you like this type of videos, this type of podcast video, just let me know on the comments and I will be doing more. So thank you so much, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.